Alright, so one wisdom from the Rebbe for today. So in this week's parsha, we start the idea of Galus Mitzrayim. The Jewish people come down to Mitzrayim and Vayemoraru es chayeihem. They made their lives bitter, which means that the Jewish people started having a bitter life, which the real life of a Jew is Torah. That the Egyptians started to stop us from being able to learn Torah and be proper Jewish people. And after that, the following thing was B'chemer Levanim, that we had to get involved in mortar and bricks and building physical things, and we had a very hard time in Galus Mitzrayim. Now there was one exception to that, which was Shevet Levi. As it says, Tumecha v'urecha, that they are leish chasidecha, they were people who were totally given over to Hashem. And it's explained in the Sefer that this is the two mitzvahs of Tumecha and Urecha. Tumecha is the idea of the bris milah, and Urecha is the idea of Torah. As through the fact that they were careful about bris milah and learning Torah always, therefore Pai was never able to control them. Now what's the idea of Torah learning? I understand of bris milah, that was already commanded in the times of Avraham Avinu. But why does Torah mean that they didn't learn Torah, so therefore they had to go to Galus Mitzrayim? And Shevet Levi did learn Torah, so they didn't. So the explanation is that it could be that some people even hold that you're not obligated, and it could be they didn't have to go on Mesiras Nefesh even, but it came to spirituality. You can't make such calculations. You have to throw yourself into spirituality, and anybody who tries to challenge you, anybody who disturbs your learning Torah, you have to know that they don't belong to me and they're going to make me issues. And that not only affected the Jewish people, the fact that they gave in physically, it also made a difference spiritually. As through not only spiritually but also physically, through the fact that they stopped learning Torah so much, they started being able to be involved, and Pai is able to say, oh, it's not so important to you, now get involved in building bricks, now get involved in building a city, and they became real slaves in Egypt. And this is also the lesson for us in our life. When we have a challenge and something starts to disturb us, there's two different approaches. One approach is, let's give them a little bit, and if we give them a little bit, they'll be quiet. Second approach is, don't look to them at all, don't listen to them at all, and then they'll never be able to start up with you. And the second approach is one that works. When you give them a little bit, then they want a little bit more, and they keep on growing and more and more and more until they totally take you over. But if you stop them right away and you don't let them get in anywhere, they're never going to be able to get control of you. And that's the ultimate way to fight off an enemy and be fully successful. L'chaim, l'chaim.